All right, so we're trying to write an equation for a couple of word problem situations, and then we're going to try to graph it on the graph that's given. So this first one I found says a cookie company uses 1 cup of sugar for every 40 cookies it makes. So 1 cup for every 40 cookies. And it says let S represent the total number cups of sugar used, so S is sugar, and N is the number of cookies made. Write an equation that relates S to N. So I want S to N. So S equals something N. Now, if you remember, we said for 1 cup of sugar, I get 40 cookies. So if I have 40 cookies, then I want to use only 1 cup of sugar. So S will equal 1 over 40. 1 cup per 40. That's why I always like to write this ratio, because that's going to be our slope of our equation. So the amount of sugar you use is 1 over 40 times the number of cookies you make. Now, if you want to graph this, you can just pick random values for N. So you can pick whatever you want. Let's say I pick N equal to 0. Well, if I make no cookies, then I'm obviously going to use no sugar. So on my graph, N, or my number of cups or my number of cookies, is going to be on the x-axis, and my number of cups of sugar is going to be on the y-axis. Typically, the variable that's by itself is going to go on the y, and the other one will go on the x. And since 0, 0 is about here, I'll just put my dot there. And then I can pick another value for N. You can use whatever you want. I'm going to use 40. Now, the reason I use 40 is because if I do 1/40 times 40, I get 1. Not that you have to use a number like that, but you can. So now I'm going to go over 40 and up 1. Now on Alex, it will have a scaled graph that'll work better for you. But once you have the equation, you're just picking a couple values for N. You can pick whatever you want and then find the value for the other variable. Here is another one I found in the same kind of section. So it says Trey is a software salesman. His monthly salary is $2,500 plus $110 for every copy of Mathis Fun he sells. Let S represent his salary and N represent the number of copies of Mathis Fun that he sells. So let's just read it out. It is. So in this case, this is actually almost an easier one. So his salary, what he gets every month, is $2,500, and that doesn't change. He can sell 1 book, 0 books, 1,000,000 books. He gets that $2,500, but he also gets in addition $110 for every copy of the book he sells. So we'll say plus 110 times N, because N is the number of textbooks. There are also examples you'll see in this section where you could have it go down. A very famous one that comes to mind is you're driving someplace and you're getting closer. In that case, it might be a minus sign. But then again, I could pick a couple points. So maybe I pick N equals 0. Then S would equal 2,500 plus 110 times 0, which is 2,500. And then I could pick whatever I want. Maybe I pick N equals to 1. Because there's no fraction, so it really doesn't matter what I pick here. So that's 2,500 plus 110 times 1, and that would be 2,610. So now these 2 points, the first one being, 0, 2,500, and then 1, 2,610, I can plot those on Alex, and then I can just connect the 2 points with my line tool. You can also remember, you can click the little dot point when you're plotting, and you can actually put these numbers in, and it'll put the dot on the graph yourself, so you don't have to kind of move your cursor around. So hopefully this is helpful in trying to find those equations and how to graph them on the graph.